Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're looking at some of the new releases for Blood Bowl, the Norse Blood Bowl team. So yeah, well first of all, massive thanks to Games Workshop who sent us an absolutely massive pile of stuff for the Norse. Was really not expecting all of this. So we've got the new Spike magazine, we've got the new Norse Blood Bowl team, the team cards, and we've also got the 3 new resin miniatures from Forge World as well. The 2-star players, Thorsson, Stoutmead and Ivar Eriksson, and the other positional for the Norse team, the Yhetee. So yeah, in this video we'll be looking at all the new miniatures, we'll have a look at the assembled Forge World models, and hopefully by the end of the video I should have these painted as well and I can show you what they look like in the flesh. We'll also go through the cards, see what the team's like, and go through Spike magazine because Spike magazines are great. I don't know if you've ever read one before, but they are great fun. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing in this. So yeah, I think what we'll do first is have a look at the miniatures, see how they go together, and then we'll dive into Spike magazine and look at the rules side of things and see how the team plays. So first of all, I guess we should crack open the Norse Blood Bowl team, the plastic sprues themselves. Again, these have been a fairly recent unveiling from Adepticon, and yeah, they've come pretty soon after, and they look amazing. At first, I was a little bit dubious about the team, but having had a closer look at them, they are really, really fun. And you've got pigs, and spoilers, they're pigs as positionals, so yeah. Crazy stuff. You get an awful lot of positionals in this box. It's yeah, it's pretty good set. I think Forge World have kind of cottoned on that some of the early kits that they put out maybe didn't have the best mix of positionals within the box. You certainly can't complain about this. You get 6 linemen, and you get 2 Valkyries, 2 Orphanverner, 2 Berserkers and 2 Beer Boars, as well as your normal tokens and balls and reroll marker. I've just noticed they've got a Mjolnir ball as well, which is very, very cool. So yeah, let's crack this open and have a look at what we've got inside. I've not looked at the sprues in the flesh yet, so excited to see these. So let's open this up. So a lot of goodies in there. First of all, have a quick look. You've got your transfer sheet. We've got these in all of the Blood Bowl sets, but they've got some stuff to put on the edge of your rim just so you know what positional they are, which is really handy, along with numbers and symbols and stuff to mark out your team. That's pretty cool. We get bases, 25mm bases for the boars, and then standard 32mm bases for the players. Interestingly, they don't seem to have the Blood Bowl bases with the holes in anymore. A lot of the newer models don't actually have kind of slots on them to go into the slot of bases. So yeah, just standard 32mm bases for them. We'll have a look at the instructions in a little bit, but what we'll do is have a look at the sprue now. As with all of I guess all the Forge World produced stuff, generally you get 2 duplicated sprues. So if we have a look at this and see what we get. There's the kind of Thor's hammer ball. That's really, really fun. Yeah, these are great models. Looking at the images within the Spike magazine as well, as with most of the Blood Bowl kits, most of the models have an alternate pose, so each model off each sprue you'll be able to build a little bit differently, so your team looks different. But yeah, they're really, really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing these built and painted up. Fellow spruer Dave is very excited about using the Norse. I think they're a bit of a glass cannon, as we'll see in the rules for a bit. They don't have the greatest armour, but they've got some really fun abilities. So yeah, that's them. I'll have a quick look at the instructions and just see how they go together. As I say, I think most of them have optional heads. So even though it's the same sculpt essentially, each thing that you can build from the kit will have a slightly different look to it, which is a really nice way of having a varied team. It's something they've done really well with both Blood Bowl and Necromunda in having repeated sprues but not having a repeated team. So yeah, really, really fun. We've got the kind of rules on the back there, but what we'll do, we'll have a look at the data cards and see the stats and stuff on there. We've also been sent the new Forge World star players and the Yhetee. So these are really, really cool. Now it looks like there's an additional star player coming as well, which we'll see in the book in a little bit. But it's pretty nice that all of these are available to get on day one alongside your team. So let's have a quick look at these, and then what we'll do is some cut jump shenanigans, and I'll have the painted models hopefully, or at least the assembled models to show you off. So yeah, these are obviously Forge World resin. So if you've not built any of these before, what you really want to do is kind of give them a good clean with soapy water. I normally put them in a bit of a tub with some washing up liquid, let them kind of soak in there for a bit, give them a good scrub with a toothbrush, let them dry, and then you can assemble them. And what that does is just get rid of the release agent that they use to kind of get the parts out of the moulds. So he is really cool. I remember, I think when the Corn Star Player came out, somebody accidentally got a Yhetee in their blister. So you never know, you might get an early release by surprise. We've got Eriksson, who looks really, really cool. I don't know, he's got a bit of a Hulk Hogan vibe to him, but he's a really good model. Again, they've got a number of parts, but just take your time, give them a good clean, and make sure you've got all the kind of like shim and kind of like gates and everything off them before you build them, and then spray them up and they'll paint up like a dream. So like I say, what we'll do after I've shown these, I will jump cut to the assembled ones, and I might even have the painted models to show you as well at the end of the video. But yeah, they're really, really cool. So we'll jump to the built ones now, and I'll show you what they look like. And here's a quick look at the assembled miniatures, and I've got to say, they are absolutely gorgeous. So characterful. Really, really looking forward to painting these guys up. Hopefully, if I get it done in time, I should cut away to the painted models just after this. But yeah, he's cool. Throw in the barrel, we have got the other star player, looking suitably cool. Yeah, they are really, really nice models. Loads of detail on him. I think he will be an absolute joy to paint up. And then finally we've got the Yhetee, which again is another fantastic looking model. Again, these are all Forge World resin, so yeah, they're really, really detailed. Take a little bit of prep, give them a wash, make sure you properly, cleaned up all the parts first before you put it together. Otherwise you might have troubles with the paint sticking to it. But yeah, that's a look at the Forge World resin characters. We'll have a quick look at what they look like painted up. And after a quick jump cut to the future, I've actually managed to get the team painted up. And I've got to say, these are really, really lovely models. Thoroughly enjoyed painting them up. I haven't managed to paint the team yet, but the star players are just brilliant models. So as we've got him, we've got this guy here, who again is a really nice model. Loads of detail on him. And then finally the Yhetee, which I think is my favourite out of the set. And again, really big chunky model for your big guy. Looks really nice, and they weren't too didn't take too long to paint these guys up either. So yeah, nice little project to get up. So with every team, Games Workshop tend to release a pack of cards as well that gives you the profiles for all the players they can field, along with any star players. So yeah, let's crack this open and see what we get in here. So as you can see, you get 6 player reference cards, 18 blank player cards, so that will let you use them for your continuing campaigns. You can put their stat increases and stuff on there as they unlock stuff. 3 star player cards for the new star players that we just talked about, and then 16 special play cards as well for the Norse team. So we've got the Ulfverner, something like that. They're cool werewolf looking guys. They've got Frenzy, nice, strength 4, agility 4+. Even though they're quite the big aggressive guys, they've only got armor value of 9+, so you are going to have to be careful with all. I think that's the highest armor value within the team, so you are going to have to be careful. Goblins will love kicking you when you're down, but you are quick, and obviously got Frenzy as well. Strength 4 is not bad either, so they're pretty cool. You've got the Norse Berserkers. So these guys have got Block, Frenzy and Jump Up. Again, really, really good. They're only Strength 3, but Agility 3, Pass 5. Again, only an armour of 8, so you don't want to be on the receiving end of stuff. But with Block and Frenzy, hopefully you should be able to kind of force these through. I think you want to be hitting your opponent quick and hard and not getting punched, because your guys are really not going to like getting punched themselves. We've got the Valkyrie, who's catch, dauntless, pass and strip ball, so they're really your they're going to be the people scoring goals for you, getting the ball off people, catching the ball as it's thrown down. Movement 7, so really, really quick. Agility and pass to 3+. Again, only armor 8 though, so they do not want to get punched in the face. We then get the beer ball, which, yeah, there was a bit of speculation online, but it is a positional, and it's really, really cool. So we'll see in Spike magazine the full details. It's got no hands, so it can't carry the ball. It's only strength 1, so even like snotlings are going to punch it in the face. What's really cool with it though, it's got the pick me up rule. Now, off the top of my head, if you use that when you're next to somebody who's down on a 5+, they stand up. So essentially it's a way of getting your guys back up on their feet, which is amazing. Just bear in mind it's only got an armour of 6 and strength 1, so all sorts of people are going to be triple dicing against them. But yeah, really nice support to get your guys back on their feet again, which is a really ace addition to the game. Then we've got the Yhetee, he's your big guy. Claws, Disturbing Presence, Frenzy, Loner, Unchanneled Fury. It has, again, only got an armour of 9+ though for your big guy. Strength 5's good, but again, you're going to want to be punching with him rather than getting punched. So maybe not stick it on your line of scrimmage, maybe put it back a little bit and then throw it into things, but it's a really, really cool model. We then have the Norse Raider Lineman. They've got Block, Drunkard and Thick Skull. Drunkard's a new Norse ability. Basically, when you go for it, or whatever go for it's called in the current edition of the game, you fall over on a 1 or 2 instead of a 1. So you've got to be a bit careful if you're running these guys down the pitch, because they're more likely to fall over. And again, armour 8, so they're a little bit fragile. But agility 3, pass 4, strength 3, movement 6, pretty good lineman. We then get blank cards for all your players, so as you're playing in a campaign, you can increase their stats. And then we'll have a look at the star players as well. So Ivar Eriksson, he's pretty cool. Block, guard, loner and tackle. Once per dive, wherever Ivar begins his activation, he can choose an open player on his team within 5 squares. They can immediately move 1 square, ignoring tackle zones. They must end the move marking an opposition player. So basically you can get your friendly players marking enemy players, which is pretty cool. Again, 9+ armour, you're going to get hurt if you get punched. We've got Skorg Snowpelt, so he's not actually been released yet. We'll show you the model picture in the back of the Spike magazine later on. But he's essentially a Norse Yhetee celebrity. He's got a massive fan base, and basically if he manages to kill someone during a game, he gets a free reroll as the crowd go mental. So yeah, he's really, really fun. He's kind of dabbing on his miniature as well, which is hilarious. And we've got Thorsson Stoutmead, sorry. He's the other player that we've just had a look at. Beer Barrel Bash, once per drive at the start of his activation, he can do a throw keg, and basically he picks a player, rolls the dice. On a 3+, the player's knocked down. However, on a 1, he's knocked down. So pretty powerful, but there's a chance that he knocks himself down with it. And then we get some heroic feats and magical memorabilia tied directly to the Norse team. Obviously not everyone uses these cards, but it's nice to have the Norse themed ones within the game. And then, as ever, released alongside these models is the new Spike magazine. So as we've seen, if you've got the cards or even just the assembly instructions out of the box, you don't need this from a rule standpoint. The Spike magazine's very much for fun. It's a bit silly. It's kind of like an in-universe fanzine for the team, and they are great fun and they're worth picking up. So have a quick flick through this now. So obviously inside we get all the beautiful painted miniatures. I'll quickly show you the new Yhetee star player. So there he is, dabbing, because that's a thing apparently. Yeah, he looks really cool. I'm Looking forward to painting these up. Hope by now, with the vagaries of the warp, you've possibly already seen painted miniatures. If they're not done by the time the video goes out, we will put the painting models up in the article on the website as well. We are going to have a companion piece where we'll go in a bit of a deep dive onto how the team plays and some strategies maybe for putting one together. But yeah, so Spike magazine, basically, like I say, it's an in-the-universe magazine about the team. So basically, if this was a real football team in the real world, this magazine acts as the kind of like fan magazine for that. So you get lots of silly stuff, you get interviews, you get information about the various players. You do get the full roster in here and the star players that they can take as well. But like I say, you don't necessarily need that in order to play the team. The magazine's worth picking up just for the fun with the silly interviews and lore bits and kind of historical team performances and all that kind of stuff. You also get a kind of pre-made historical team. Obviously they're quite a bit of gold, but if you want to have the Norse rampages as they were at the height of their fame, then you can take them to the pitch. So that's something quite fun if you and your friends want to take some of these kind of like named teams from the Spike magazines and have a bit of a I don't know, an all-stars league or something. Could be quite fun. We also get interviews with all of the star players as well, with some fun stuff on there. I quite like that we've got the kind of top Trump style facts on the back of these as well. The Yhetees, my favourite one wherever he is. So yeah, this is kind of it. It's lots of fun stuff that adds a bit of flavour to your team rather than being something like a codex. As we'll see in a bit, you actually do get a bit of kind of tactics and how to play the team in here as well, which is fun. Skorg Snowpelt, I just want to call out that he is 7 touchdowns, 52 fatalities, 81 serious injuries, 127 youngsters inspired, and 0 hairs out of place. What a guy. He's basically like a Yhetee ace rimmer. I desperately want to paint up this guy when he comes out. He looks ace. So yeah. We also get rules in all of these books for playing in the environments that the teams are from as well. So obviously the Norse team is from the frozen north, so you get rules for playing the Ice Bowl. We haven't got it as part of this review, but I believe there is a pitch that comes out alongside this, and these are kind of all rules that you can do when using that pitch as well. A lot of people that I play with, we kind of tend to use our home pitches and use these special rules just for something a bit of fun. Blood Bowl isn't meant to be a super serious balanced game. There's teams that are way better than others, so having some of the random elements in these and using your Norse weather and your Norse kickoff table adds a bit of variety to your league when you're playing at your home stadium. I think that's quite a fun thing to do. And then yeah, the rules for the frozen lake pitch itself. So obviously as you're playing on a frozen surface, it can start to crack when you're playing on it. So yeah, some really fun stuff like that. And then you also get rules for using the Norse balls as well. So if you can just use them as a standard ball, but if you want to use the special rules for Mjolnir, for example, you can do, because why wouldn't you? That's really fun. So then the kind of centre portion of the book is kind of like a guide on how to play the game of Blood Bowl with the Norse team, and I do recommend picking up the Spike magazines for that, because it gives you quite a lot of information on how the team works, what kind of starting lineup you should have, how you should be positioning your guys, even down to example setups for your team, so you know kind of where you should be positioning them. It's really, really handy for new players. Obviously, I think the Norse team's going to be quite a challenging one to play as well, because as we've seen on the stats, they are quite fragile with their low armour. So you see kind of on defence, they kind of hold the Yhetee back, because if you stick him on the line of scrimmage, he's just going to get multi-blocked and it's not hard to break his armour. So yeah, you want to keep him safe so he can strike out attack where he needs to, and then your fast guys can then run up and hopefully score. So yeah, really, really good information for new players, and yeah, anyone who's new to the Norse. Obviously we've got some new elements in here as well, like the piggies. In fact, that said, let's just go back to the pigs so we can see the full rules for them, because I think I skipped over that. So pick me up at the end of the opposition's turn. Roll a d6 for each prone and non-stunned teammate within 3 spaces of a standing player with this trait. So that's your pigs. On a 5+, the prone player may immediately stand up, so really good 5+ to stand up at the end of an opposition's turn. And you can have 2 beer boys at 20,000 gold pieces each, so they're really, really good. Really like them. Obviously all the other positionals, it is the contents of the box, so you don't need to get multiple boxes to get your full team. You'll be lacking linemen, but you to be honest, you'll probably want some of these guys anyway. Obviously if you want the full kind of positional set, you are going to have to pick up the Yhetee, but he's a cool model anyway. So yeah, really fun. And then the rest of the book, like I say, goes through kind of mock interviews and stuff like that. You do get an update to Dungeon Bowl, adding the various Norse positionals across the Beasts and Heavens teams, so that gives you some new options to use there. I assume as new teams come out, we'll see a similar thing where we get more kind of positionals added to those Dungeon Bowl teams, so that's pretty fun. And then, as is tradition, Spike magazine always ends with a bit of a comic as well, themed around the team that the magazine's talking about. So yeah, really, really cool. So if you play Norse, pick it up. They're not very expensive. I think it's about £10 for Spike magazine. I always tend to pick one up for a team that I'm playing. But yeah, that was a quick look at the new Norse releases for Blood Bowl. Like I say, we have got a companion piece to this video with all of the fun stuff coming out for them. So yeah, make sure to check that out if you are into the Norse. We are planning on getting these painted as soon as possible as well. So hopefully either within this video or on the article I'll have at least the painted Forge World models, and then I'll have the full team as well. What we are looking to do as well is a bit of a battle report, a game that we'll film and get on here as well as soon as possible. Obviously we just need to get the models built and painted up, so it might not be by the time this video goes out, but soon after we should have our first Blood Bowl game video on here as well, which will be some fun. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this, why not give us a follow on here. We do lots of unboxings and reviews and this kind of thing. We also do some games and stuff as well, so like I say, we are planning on doing a lot more specialist game streams and filmed battle reports as well, so keep your eyes peeled for those. But until next time, we'll see you later. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.